So before you ask, over the weekend, I had a little mishap. 6 stitches in my forehead. I would tell you how I got them, but unfortunately I wasn't playing hockey at the time, so for that you'll have to go to my new vlog, The Misadventures of Heffiewiggle Leading to Injury and or Permanent Scarring with your host, Heffiewiggle. It's a working title. But for now, you're stuck in the penalty box. Heffiewiggle. Heffiewiggle. He's a klutzy moron, but he knows some stuff about hockey. He's a klutzy moron, but he knows some stuff about hockey. Subscribe. 3 games since I saw you last. Let's check on the Leafs' progress. 2 losses, 1 win. Normally I would be discouraged, but actually I'm quite happy with their performance. But first, let's get to the first loss. On Friday, the Leafs fall 4-3 to the Kovalchuk-enhanced New Jersey Devils. And what stings the most about this one is that we were leading 3-1 going into the final 5 minutes. But Gustafsson got run over by a Devils player and kneed to the side of the head. Before the next stop in play, the Devils come roaring back down the ice and fire one past Gustafsson, making it 3-2 and starting the comeback. And Gustafsson was clearly rattled by that knee. He just looked sluggish in his reaction after that. And the Devils were able to get 2 more past him, making it 4-3 and avoiding overtime. Gus will definitely be spending some quality time with Francois Allaire. Moving on to the next game, the Leafs host the red-hot Ottawa Senators, who are coming off an 11-game winning streak. And in true Battle of Ontario fashion, the Leafs rise to the challenge and stun the Ottawa Senators 5-0. Giguere was brilliant in this one, earning his 2nd shutout in the blue and white and becoming the first Leaf goaltender in club history to record 2 shutouts in his first 2 starts with the club. And this game was an entire team effort. Kessel looked good, Schenn looked good, Bozak looked good, Phaneuf. Pretty much everyone looked good out there. Kessel had a 3-point night with 2 goals and an assist, and what was really surprising to me was Luke Schenn had a 3-point night with 2 goals and an assist. Bozak chipped in the other goal as Phaneuf and Schustrom again had an assist each. This was an amazing game, truly fitting of the Battle of Ontario, and if the Leafs continue to play that kind of game, they will definitely be moving up in the standings. Not into a playoff spot, it's too late for that, but hopefully out of the bottom 5. Which brings us to Monday night's game against the San Jose Sharks. Leafs fall 3-2 to the San Jose Sharks in a very close game. And the Leafs once again put forth a very good effort, but fell to the best team in the Western Conference. The Leafs drew first blood when Tyler Bozak scored in the first period, and the Leafs were able to add another period on to Giguere's shutout streak, making it 7. But it was not to continue when San Jose struck twice in the second period, making it 2-1. Giguere's shutout streak lasted 143 minutes and 17 seconds, making it the 2nd longest shutout streak in NHL history for a goalie debuting with a new team. What a pickup he's been! Toronto pulled even at the end of the second period as Phil Kessel scored a power play marker on a play set up by Thomas Kaberle, who earned his 400th assist of his career. And as an interesting sidebar, doesn't it always seem that longtime Leafs reach these significant milestones in a loss? Late in the third period, Ryan Close scores and the Sharks take it despite a hard-pressing Leafs team in the game's final seconds. And here's why I didn't mind the loss. The Leafs played hard physical hockey, out-hitting the Sharks 32-24, with Bozak and Phaneuf leading the way with 6 hits apiece. They kept it even until late in the third against one of the best goalies in the league, Evgeny Nabokov. And the Bozak-Kessel combo was money once again. They have been on fire lately. Bozak really looks like the first-line center that the Leafs have been looking for. I mean, he has 11 points in 15 games in his rookie season. Another interesting story with this game was that Nazem Kadri got his first taste of NHL action in an emergency call-up due to Christian Hansen and Frederick Schustrom having a bout of the flu. He looked okay, he generated some offense, but in the end you could really tell he was a junior. It's a big jump from the juniors to the NHL, and like Ron Wilson said, you can get away with a lot of stuff in the juniors that you can't in the bigs. We can't expect too much from a guy in his first big game. He'll mature over time. And just going back to Giguere for a moment, this pickup shows how much of a hockey genius Brian Burke is. I mean, here's a guy who everyone seemed to think was washed up, had lost his starting job to Jonas Hiller, and who Anaheim was willing to let go for a song and a dance. Brian Burke knew better, brought this guy into the fold, and you can tell that he's a big part of the Leafs' improved play. It's clear that the Leafs play much more confidently when Giguere's backstopping them. And lastly, guys, I want to say that my thoughts and prayers go out to the Burke family. For those of you that don't know what happened, Brendan Burke, gay rights activist and son of Brian Burke, lost his life due to injuries sustained in a car crash in Indiana on February the 5th. His friend and passenger, 18-year-old Mark Reedy, also lost his life after the car lost control and slid into oncoming traffic. Brendan was 21 years old. Guys, there is one more hockey game before the Olympic break. I may not have a gig as sweet as Steve Dangle's, but as a patriotic Canadian, I will be talking about the games next week, so stay tuned. Oh, and for those of you who really want to know how I got these, I was playing football indoors and I got pushed face first into a wall. Not very exciting, I know. So from now on, the story is, I was jumped by 5 guys. They're all still in the hospital.